everyone. Happy Tuesday. It is Tarot Tuesday here on my channel, and I am always going to bring you a channeled message for the collective, and I will I'll pick three cards of today. I'm going to tell you my channeled message, and then I'll pick three cards um, to do with those three messages. And then when I post the video underneath, if you guys want a card for me to pull, or if you have a question, you can just post a question in the comment section for me, and I will respond with a video. In the future, I'm going to do a live, but right now, I'm just doing it in this way until I kind of get some followers and I'd have a specific time that people would know that I'm coming live. So all of that is coming in the near future, but for this time, this is how I'm doing it. So I wrote that down. Hopefully. Okay. Yes. So every Tuesday morning, I like to channel a message from my highest self and from my team of spirit guides. And so I always do a channeled message for the collective. And some days I get a message and other days I don't. So last Tuesday I wasn't really getting anything, and there was just a lot of different moving parts in my day. So that's why I didn't post last Tuesday. I apologize for that. I really try to be really consistent. So, the channeled message that I got this morning was that people are shedding their old self. So, I really feel like, this has kind of been a theme for, a few months actually, is this, shedding of self. I forget what the other past messages were, but it was always around shifts are coming, obviously, in 2024. Um, Maybe it's not obvious to some, but there is this great awakening and great shifting on the planet right now as a whole. And so I know the last message that I got, which I apologize, I didn't post in this channel because didn't have this channel yet, but the message was, it's not yours. And so usually I'll hear that message and then I will get a download of a message around that. So, that was probably a month ago that I got that. It's not yours. And that message, it was about as things are happening on the planet, we see war, we see natural disasters. We see hundreds of thousands of people dying because of these natural disasters, war, migrations. And the message was, it's not yours. So just to remember to pay attention to your own backyard. Um, Look closer to home, look in your home to stay focused on your backyard, which I know they were meaning just on your life and your family. Don't focus on all the overwhelm that's happening on the planet. And so that message I feel like is kind of along the same line as this, because it's this shifting that's happening, and as this shifting is happening, it means that people are waking up, or like the message today was shedding your old self. And the message around that is, you know, for some people, as this year progresses and they are shedding their own self, or their old self, sorry, is that it's like all of a sudden, and it's very subtle because I've noticed it in myself as well, where these subtle things start to happen in your life. And all of a sudden, it might be just, you know, as subtle as you wake up one morning and all of a sudden it's like, you know, I don't really want to eat red meat anymore. And Um, and I do remember when I started my spiritual journey years ago, that was the very first thing that happened to me temporarily was, well, not temporarily because I still don't like red meat, but was that I couldn't eat red meat. I just woke up one day, couldn't stomach it, couldn't look at it. Um, and so again, it's so subtle. It's not like what happens for people is that all of a sudden they may just be walking down the street and all of a sudden it's like, you know what? I I really want to start working out. I really want to start going for a run. And all of a sudden they start working out, going to the gym or going for runs. They want to lose weight. They want to break an addiction. They are ready for a relationship all of a sudden. And maybe a relationship that seemed like it was um, just going in the same kind of slow direction, all of a sudden shoots up and, all of a sudden you're setting a date to be married and that. So it really is this whole collective of, the energy, the collective energy on the planet right now is people are shedding their old self. And for some, that might feel painful actually, because some of you will fight with that because there'll be this knowing within yourself that, yeah, I really have to quit smoking, or yeah, I really have to start dieting, or yeah, I'm going to have to quit my job or leave the house where you're living. But some of you will want to fight against that because it's uncomfortable to make any kind of change. And when you think of the words shedding, sounds very painful to me. But for others, it's not going to be painful at all. For others, it's just something that's going to naturally happen. Like I say, it will be in such a subtle way that they won't really even notice. They just start doing something different. But it's almost like the beliefs and the values or things that, you were um, really held, as a belief or a value in your life, whether this is a thought, a certain belief about a group of, a group on the planet or a political party or whatever it is, all of a sudden you start questioning that belief now that you've held for so long. So, it's things like that. Now, for some of you, um, I feel like and this I feel like this is like actually a bigger population, is that there's a lot of emotions around the shedding of old self. And so it might be that, all of a sudden your emotions are up and down and a lot different than they were. So, maybe all of a sudden you're questioning, like, why am I acting like this? Or why am I feeling like this? It's because almost it's like deep grief that comes up within you. And so whether then you start to feel this anger, this frustration, or for some it's the opposite where, you know, they've been so I don't want to say lazy, but they've just been so stagnant in where they are in their life, that now all of a sudden they feel this, like almost these feelings of guilt come up, or um, just more this feeling of renewed life or renewed energy that they're feeling around this. So for different people, there's going to be a lot of different emotions, obviously, but um, that's a big piece of it. Is for a lot of people, this it's almost like all their stored emotion in their cellular memory in their body, stored in their energy centers, all of a sudden that it starts to, like, it's like a small earthquake and it starts rumbling and then it comes out. And how that comes out is coming out in different ways where people are, you know, overly emotional, crying all the time, or really angry all the time. So these are the kinds of things that are happening with this shedding of your old self. And so that was kind of the message around that. And then, so the cards, the question that while I was shuffling the cards is, what do people need to know or understand about the shedding of their old self? And so the first card that came up is Eight of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles, this is, part of shedding your old self is because there's another realm, another area of work, um, career. It's almost like your soul work, your purpose work. That is what is now, that's the reason of shedding your old self, is because it's time for you to step into your purpose work. And so that's what this card is about. The second card is Ten of Wands. So the Ten of Wands is about you've been carrying this load for too long. Um, we sometimes tend to push down our emotions. We think, it's almost like we argue with ourselves and think, no, maybe I feel like I want to do B, but really I need to do A because everybody depends on me, or, I don't want to let down my parents or my partner or my children or whatever it is, that you've pushed down all those emotions. And, really it is very heavy when you are fighting against what your soul wants to do, because as as this year progresses, that's your soul is really, it's almost like the heartbeat of the planet, and the planet being you, the universe being you. And it's like your soul is really starting to beat loudly and beat hard because it wants to bring to the surface these things that you need to be able to see and to be able to um, see right in front of you, because some of you haven't been listening to that. So, Ten of Wands is that it's just this burden has been like you've had too much to carry. This has been too heavy. It's time for it to come up now. And the last card is the Seven of Pentacles. And this is your success. This is bringing up, um, shedding your old self so that you can see the true abundance that you have around you, and the abundance that you have within you, this abundance of love, of strength, of resiliency, of happiness, of joy, of, divinity, that all these things, all these gold, pieces of gold, if you will, are within you. And so, shedding your old self so that you can see all that abundance around you. And also, it's about giving you all these different choices, that you have choice. For some of you, that you feel that there is no choice, that there's, right now you're in a, things are hopeless on the planet or in our life. And really what that card is showing is that no, it's not, that you have lots of opportunity around you, that there's so much abundance, and that we have access to all those riches within us. So that's the channeled message for the collective today, everybody. I hope it resonated with you. And again, if you would like to ask a question, I can just intuit that question. If you would like me to pull a card, you can ask to pull a card. Thank you so much. And it would really, really help me. And I would appreciate it so much if you would like, subscribe, and of course, you'll comment. And for those of you that would like to, if you are a female entrepreneur, a female light worker, I have a private Facebook group called Evolve, Unlock Your Limitless Potential. I will post the link to that underneath. That is as well where I do weekly card pulls, where I do a lot of mini workshops around accessing our intuition, different talks about how to clear our chakras, activate all our energy centers, and especially our pineal gland. And so I'll post that link. And as you are shedding your old self, and you may want to uh, have more kind of enlightenment around, defense mechanisms, dopamine, around the elements, and how we can utilize the elements when we want to create intention or the moon phases. You can also order my book, The Manifesto, Harnessing the Power of the Sorceress, where I talk about all of that and more. And that is on Amazon, and I will leave a link below for that as well. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining me today, and I will talk to you again soon.